What's up with y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Infamous brick. It'd be funny if I had somebody comment that was like the brick lady or something. Just if I can get this angled right. Yes, sir. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? How you feeling? Some oil in my head. I'll be good, man. You can go green screen on live. Why would you do that? Why? Why? It is hot today. Gonna need some more water. What y'all into though? What's up with y'all? I got 15 viewers. What's up? What's up? What's up? My desires, baby. What are your thoughts on the Space Force? Um, I haven't really heard nothing about them. Are they like who trains for the Space Force? NASA? Like, can somebody explain that to me? Like, who's actually training them? Like, how does that work? Who's actually getting them right? Like, who's getting them ready for combat? I don't know why you can see my nose, but you can't. I think the Space Force might be a laundering scheme. I'm not gonna lie, because we're not even going to space no more. Why do we need a Space Force? That never made sense to me. I need to go get some more water because it is hot. Give me some more water, baby. water. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Machi edits. Machi edits. Need my iPad so I can look at other people live while I'm live. Caro 777. What's up? But in my desires, baby. Might go live for like an hour. It's low for me. It's low for me. It's low for me. It's low for me. Let's see if we can do a poll. Q&A. Favorites caliber. Oopsie daisy. I didn't know you could. Any topic worth contemplating about? Yeah. Whoops. This topic right here. What's your favorite caliber? It could be for any use case scenario. I would say favorite SHTF caliber to start it off, but I don't know. I'm about to get some more water, guys. So talk amongst yourself. Give me like 2 minutes. But my cup is empty. Need more water. We are 762, but 762 by 39 or 762 by 51. Yeah, you didn't think I was gonna ask that, did you? Whew. Good. might not be the move. I ain't gonna lie. Gotta hear my desires, baby. Dude. Actually. I'm just looking at my rifle right now, seeing what I should work on. Let's see, hold on. Said calling me up. Gotta find where my son, there it is. Okay, why 308? I mean, I kind of agree, but I kind of don't at the same time, but why, excuse me, why 308? Base 308. Because look, first entry into my journal is, into my notebook where I write down all my stuff is my battle rifle list, which is 308. But I've currently made something like this into my current battle rifle until I complete my 308. I want to test them. Obviously, I know the 308 will be a lot more lethal out to distance. And not more lethal was lethal, right? But has a lot more knockdown power. And I like that you can get rounds that are like barrier blind. You can get armor piercing for both 5.56 and 7.62 by 39. 7.62 by 39 by 51. I think that's what you meant. 7.62 by 51, not 52. I don't know about 52. 7.62 by 51. But how was I gonna get that on my 308? T-Rex rail. No, I was gonna get the 5X. Prism by PA. Yeah. Can I answer it myself? No. My 5X. These are light, Nostrum light mount. Lock, so I can swivel it out the way. Ammo, all types. APNO Labyrinth cable management system, and lock rails. Lock rail. This caliber is what? Final use? I don't know what you mean. Could do the 308 kit, but I'm probably not going to do that. but I'm ready to lose it all. And then hero mod, top mount, top, red dot, mount. Spell safe. F-N-A-L. Okay. So that's your favorite rifle? Like, let's say SHTF, or like just general war stuff. You get to bring your own rifle into war. That's what rifle you would bring? Because I wouldn't. It's probably the first time I've heard of anybody bringing an FNAL. FAL. Sierra Match King, OTM, dope cards with pouch. Dope cards. 5D ready meal. Screws. Lancer mags. 5.56 ammo. Echo K2 grip, leg strap. Oh yeah. Leg holster adapter. True North. Concepts. It's automatic and fires high caliber compared to forces. Yeah, true. But now with the super safeties, you can have anything pretty much. The super semi-automatic, super semi. And I think that arguably 5.56 will be better for battle rifles because you can carry more of it, more ammo, so you can have more lethality longer, and it's lighter. So like, I think somebody weighed the two, and with a full like 90 round loadout with a 5.56, it's the same weight as about 2 or 1.5 308 mags. So that means for that weight, you know, you can carry double. So that means I can have what, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 180. So double mag pouches in the front, plus probably 2 on the side. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 124. So 240 rounds. Whereas for the 308, you could probably have like, with all of that, that will be double the weight. Weight is the biggest concern with 308s. They don't really make a lightweight 308. They're really heavy. And a lot of the 5.56 battle rifles are a lot heavier than normal ARs, but not heavy per se, I would say. Because I've shot the Scar, shot the SIGs, SIG Spear, SIG MCX, Jackals, even the Robinson Arms. And one of them clearly better than the other ones. Okay, your e-brake. The one that I want is actually the R30. Did y'all hear about the HPA stuff? The Hearing Protection Act. I just made another video about it. I'm making another one tonight. They just added in the Short Act, so if it passes, that means SBRs will be unrelated, SBSs will be unregulated, and suppressors will be unregulated. But the one that I want is the BNT, what is it, the BNT 30? TI 30 or something like that. 36, I think, 36. It's 1,000 buckaroonies. Wee! What's up, nobody? Nobody, you silly. What's up though, man? Long time no see. Haven't went live in probably like a couple weeks. Been trying to find more work and stuff. Shoot from flag one back and reload. That'd be a good drill. Also, take bag off, make shooting, make it stable, and shoot from it. That would be a good one. I'm gonna pin this comment. Is 50 BMG overrated? Is the 50 BMG overrated? No. I think it has its purposes. It's crazy you say that because I was just watching The Accountant today, the first one where he was using a 50 BMG, and I was like, well, he's kind of smart for using that because it is pretty barrier blind. It's not like the most accurate, but it does have a lot of force behind it, and it can go through walls pretty easily. So if you want to shoot people like behind concrete, which he actually was shooting through a house, it is pretty useful to be using a 50 BMG in that instance. But would I use it for like everyday use? Probably not. If I was gonna be shooting like distance like that, I'd probably bring out like a 338 Lapua, or a 308 would be pretty good with like AP rounds, but it depends on like the barrier, to be honest. It is pretty barrier blind, but not completely barrier blind. So like, but he was also shooting through, he was disabling cars with it, so he was shooting through engine blocks, and the 50 is pretty good for that. So I don't think you can quite do that with the 338 Lapua, based on Demolition Ranch's video where he was shooting with the Reaper, Nicholas Irving. Yeah, true. Yeah, the force alone will like it'll hit you and it'll like and it'll still like tear off part of your limb if it's close enough. Like, that's crazy. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, 50 BMG is not overrated. It's just expensive as hell. I think it's like $50 a bullet or something crazy like that. Like, so you can imagine. I think it's funny that Frank Armory came out with that drum for the 50, and then that AK-50 was pretty freaking nice. I actually might watch some more. Here's about that tonight. AK-50. It's pretty sick build, to be honest. But yeah, I'd probably go like 338 Lapua, because you can get it a lot lighter than a 50 BMG. Again, that goes back to weight. 50 BMGs are really heavy. I think they're like 20 pounds off rip. Like, no attachments, no nothing. Plus, what sight are you going to use for the 50? I mean, like, they have an ACOG for the 50. That's pretty nice, I think. But other than that, yeah, no. More drills. One hand pistol and rifle. Reload. And rifle. A 45 or 9 mil. So if I'm suppressing it and I want a lot of knockdown power, I'm gonna go 45, because I believe most 45 is already subsonic. So that would be pretty nice, because obviously they've got reliably feeding 45, but 9 mil could be not so reliable with certain calibers and certain platform shooting subs. But if I actually want to build a 45 1911, just to have an OG double stack 1911 and 9 mil, or in 45, because I built a 9 mil already. But 9 mil for probably anything else, it's really the best, I think, because everybody makes 9 mil. You've got a lot of versatility, a lot of variety, so you can use it for a lot of stuff. But 45 and 1911, they did win 2 world wars. I know that's FUD lore, you know, people say that all the time, whatever, but I do like 45. It does have its uses, but if I had to choose one over the both, I would say 9 mil, because 9 you can get it to suppress pretty easily, and it's a reason why most pistols come out, even newer platforms, when they do come out, they come out at 9 mil. Nobody really makes 45 no more like that. Like, not the ammo, of course, but like the actual caliber itself. So pretty good question actually. But 9 mil German. I ain't say it was American made. I mean, the 45 is, I think it originated as a actual military caliber. But yeah. And nowadays, you got so many, switch systems and pistols that you can just take this out and put it in a, conversion kits are pretty easy to come by. So, but 45 does cost more than 9 mil still. If that was a cost thing, 9 mil is definitely cheaper. 22 is the cheapest, but 22 is not as lethal as 9 mil or 45. So, I wouldn't want to get hit with either one, but definitely not 9 mil for sure. How would you do a one-handed rifle load? Probably boom, 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 and then probably drop it, or maybe tuck it in your arm, toss it, like that. Rifle tuck. Okay. Shoot. Run. Shoot. Run. Back. 2 cones. What's the most underrated gun? I would say the 9 mil or the 1911, but it's still pretty popular, especially with like the double stack stuff. Um, I would say, um, I want to say the PSA Jackal. Obviously, I'm biased, but it's actually pretty popular. They said they already made millions, and I believe them. PSA is like the number 2. Well, last year they were the number 2 gun distributor in the United States. So, yeah, I believe they've made millions. So I would say the Jackal, but Jackal's pretty popular actually. A lot of popular channels have videos on it already. So I would say the OG 1911 is still pretty underrated, to be honest. The double stacks are coming up in popularity, but I'd say the OG 1911. Glocks are still cool, but Glock doesn't like its customers. They don't never change nothing until it's like the 6th gen, 7th gen, whatever. Then they start listening to people. I think AKs are pretty underrated, but everybody has one. A lot of people do, at least. I think I won't give you like a specific gun. I think the PDW type of firearm is like, I'm talking about like the P90s, the Glocks with the chassis systems, the SIG with the chassis systems. Oh my goodness, those look so nice, so nice. But like, yeah, the PS90s, like the MP7s, even the MP5 to me is like a PDW. I would say though that type of category of firearm is really underrated to me. And actually, if this when this law passes, I'm gonna give me an MP5. I'm gonna put a stock on it. It's gonna be really compact, and I'm gonna integrate the suppressor, and it's gonna be really nice. Okay, more drills, more drills. Let me think. One headshot. 2 to the body. John Wick. Drill. What do you think the most underrated gun is, or platform system, whatever? Mhm, mhm, G26, Glock 26. Yeah, I would agree with that. Nobody really makes videos about them. I actually have a couple videos of one that I built myself. It was pretty nice. Um, Recoil on it was crazy though. I couldn't quite tame it, even with like the dual spring guide rod system thing. It was still pretty jumpy. And I got actually a slow-mo video on my channel where it's like really jumpy. I was like, man, I cannot control this thing, man. Okay, enough with the drills. Let's see. Parts theory. Oh, that was parts. Okay, yeah. 78 to our point AAC. I really want to try that ammo. So, AR or AK? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I got pros and cons for both because I've owned both, so we're gonna get into that. We're gonna, intermediate distances. I'm ranging Aurora or ACSS. I'm really thinking about. I wish I knew somebody that had the micro versus the macro. Nice things to get from projects, mags, ammo, travel upgrades, last things. Yes, yeah. What position is most accurate? That's a good one. He said accurate. He said I'm accurate, man. 07 and 3, ACSS, 3 power center. Yeah. I think I can. Yeah. Actually, I need to watch that video again on the ranging ACSS ranging rate. ACSS 5x macro versus micro. I think the pros and cons AKs are really reliable but inaccurate, but AR weapons, they're really good because they don't jam, the recoil control and the customization is very good. Yeah. I've seen some very accurate AKs. That's why I brought this up. A lot of people think that AKs are not as accurate as ARs, but I've shot a 16-inch AR and a 16-inch AK. With the right ammo and the right barrel, you can make AK sub MOA for sure, especially out to distance because actually you can do a shorter barrel with the AK because it gets full powder burn after about 12 inches of the barrel. You just lose velocity, right? So like 500-600 yards out to there, your drop is going to be really bad with a shorter barrel. But ARs, the biggest thing about AKs is the customizability out of the box. So usually comes with wood furniture or nothing at all, usually, or like some type of weird plastic or polymer stuff, right? And it's usable if you're not doing much to it, but most of the time you're doing much to it. So that means you have to put more money into it, which wasn't a problem when AKs were cheaper, but now that they cost more, you're putting more into it. Whereas ARs, a lot of times out of the box, they're M-LOK ready, or 1913 rail ready, and then it's just a matter of upgrading the usability of it, right? You can already mount your lights, your lasers, your sights, your red dots, all of that stuff. Change the stocks out. I mean, but for AK, you have to change a lot of parts to do that. I'm actually thinking about building an AK and like making it like one of the most modular. Like to make the AK really modular, you have to change the trunnion, the top rail, and the handguard. Not to mention, the trigger, the grip, all of that stuff. So AKs can be modular. They can be very adaptable to you. But most of the time, AKs they need work out of the box, like to make them usable. I mean, they're usable, obviously. People like them and they don't change nothing, but usually I change the sights, the top rail, the front handguard, off rip, and that's not to mention, finding a stock that will work with some type of side folding rail or mounting optics to it can be a challenge sometimes. There's a couple different ways to do it, but ARs, you ain't gotta worry about most of that out of the box. You just change it to fit your needs, and then that's it. ARs are definitely cheaper to upgrade than AKs, but once you get that AK upgraded, you get that reliability. As long as you didn't change them with like a gas or something like that, you get that reliability, and you can also get that accuracy, but it's definitely going to cost you a prettier penny. For sure, I can guarantee if you get like a fully upgraded AK, even a modernized AK from like Jim Fuller, or like a milled AK, or even if you build it yourself, you can make it really, really accurate. I wish there was somebody who was making like custom AK barrels. That'd be pretty nice. But then there's like cross platforms between the two. You got like the BRS 47. That's an AK lower, or AK. It's an AR lower that takes AK mags, so it's like 7.62, AR upper and everything, but it takes 7.62 mags. I think those are really nice. But I think the OG AK stuff can't really, Somebody made a Jackal that takes AK mags in 5.56. I thought that was pretty nice. That was like a really modern AK-12 kind of deal. And AK-12, yeah. I was just saying the AK-12. Yep. Yeah, and I was like, if I knew how to mill out my upper to do that, I'd probably do that. Not to this one, I'd probably build a dedicated one, but to have one that takes the AK mags, that's pretty nice. And then you got like, the tunable gas. You can change out the trigger with basically any trigger. And then, you got the uppers. Upper parts are pretty good aftermarket support, and then, any stock on there, top rail like you would want, and the ambi side charging handle, and then you don't have the gas to the face with the charging handle because it's non-reciprocating. Pretty nice. Maybe that'll be my AK-12 build. I'll just build a Jackal that takes AK mags. Good idea, actually. Accurate. Yeah. That's another thing too. You're not sacrificing accuracy. Maybe I should do that for my AK-12 build. But I legit want to like clone an AK-12 because I seen they got this the dog leg rail stuff. They got like the AK-12 furniture, but it's made out of metal, so it's better, and it actually will hold 0 if you install it right. So I think I want to do like that. I got like 5 AK builds I want to do. I want to do an AK-12 build. 12.5 Draco build. I want to do a Crank build, 5.56 MPAP 85. I was thinking about doing another M92, but I don't know if I will or not. I'll probably just do like a full 14.5 AK build, just do like a modern AK, and then I want an OG like all magpul AK. Not magpul stop. I'll probably do magpul stop or do like the folding. But for that one, I'll probably do the JMac custom trunnion on there so that you can put basically anything on the back of it, and then I'm gonna do a custom barrel, and then I'm gonna change out the front sight too so that I can have the front sight and gas block integrated into one. and then have the J-Mac MMS rail on the top with like wood on the, or sorry, MMS rail on the bottom and wood on the top, so I can put like some trench art on the top. That's gonna go crazy, I ain't gonna lie. That's gonna go stupid. I'll probably have like Praxiv engraved in there with a knife and stuff. That's gonna be live. I can't wait for that one. That's gonna be decent. And then I'm gonna have the probably have a top rail on that one. But I'm gonna probably try different like ways to attach AKs because I've only really had one, and that was the top rail that I put on my M90, and it was just basically drill and tap, and it held zero. I red Loctited that thing. It ain't going nowhere. So that was pretty nice. But I'll probably put the Carbon Yarns ACSS back on there too, just so that I can, you know, have that ranging capability still. ACSS ranging for the Aurora and CQB ACSS. Okay, so let's drills. Let's see, go to my builds now. So I got parts theory, efficiency and speed for metal rifle. Yeah, I think everybody should have a bad lever for sure. Debate me in the comments. Mixing them down, Indian style, intro, slow-mo, instant noodle, didn't do that yet, ASMR shorts, scope cam. Scope cam, drill, shoot drill. Beretta 1301. Wheel, shell, saddle, and then some type of light. Lock light. What red dot should I put on? I probably do. I'll say house. 508T. Strike. Rex rail, just to make that shit indestructible. When you go on to get a suppressor, I'm gonna wait for all of this stuff to blow over, because if this HPA and stuff passes in Ohio, we're gonna be able to make our own. So I'll just make one instead of having to buy it. But I have a couple that I have an eye on. Actually, I have a list of a couple that I have an eye on. Squanchy. But what's up though? What are your thoughts on the US replacing the M4 with the M17? Okay. So the M17, I think, sorry, the XM7. I'm thinking of the SIG pistol because SIG has all the US Army contract right now. I think if they fix the barrel bending, it'll be fine. But that 224 Fury round or whatever they're replacing it with, I don't know about that. I don't know about that new round. 5.56 has worked so long. I don't know about replacing that. But but yeah, I've shot the SIG already. I've shot the SIG 308 actually, and it's a pretty nice shooting rifle for 308. I like the tunable gas. I like that they make their suppressors specifically for that rifle. That's a nice combination. But yeah, they gotta fix that barrel bending problem, and I don't think they ever did. I think they would just replace people's handguards and like torquing it down, and you know. And the problem with that is a lot of those piston-driven systems, or like not full bolt reciprocating systems, have had that problem where they've had the barrels come loose. The PSA Jackal had that for a little bit, but they fixed theirs. The Scar has had that. I've seen it, and don't say, you know, don't not believe me. I've seen it happen for sure, in person, with red Loctite and it being fully torqued down. So all of those systems really have that problem. As long as your bolts and stuff are torqued down and stuff, you shouldn't have a problem with that though. But the XM7 was literally like, it was either the rail or the actual locking lugs of the bolt and barrel system. So like if you could do that with the barrel was literally shifting from like this and it was going to like that, and then you have to like move it back. But I guess they fixed it where it like, if you bend it, it like goes back straight. Like, bro, just fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. Okay. Suppressors I was looking at getting though. Where are my suppressors? 1301, G17 project, A74, HPA, SAW, dual SAW project. Oh, that's gonna be nice. Yeah, see, here's my AK-12 build. I was gonna do it on a PSA 100 series receiver, 5.56, with the Texas weapon system front rail, Texas weapon rear rail, semi-auto or bolt action rifles. I like semi-auto better. Bolt action are good, better at distance if I know that I'm not shooting that many rounds. But semi is a lot better. You can really accuratize a semi out to distance too. Yeah, those polymer 5.56 AK mags from Unity, not Unity. What is it? It's like Unity something tactical. I forgot. I was about to write Unity too. What is that though? They make like the Russian military mags for 5.56. Oh yeah, Midwest folding stock and then the rest reloaded. Yeah. So that was gonna be a good deal. That's gonna cost a little pretty good. Draco project, AKP project, 80% AK. Kyber pass. That's what I was gonna make my AK Kyber pass with the folding, built-in folding stock, just to save like a little bit of more room, I guess. I don't know. You don't really need to, but if that's your thing, which I'm gonna see if that like makes a difference or not. I'm gonna pay the penny, so you guys don't have to. Crank AK project. Copy that. Obama deported more than Trump, 3.5 million. Also, Obama made more in office than Trump. Plate carrier, chest rigs. Where's my suppressor list? Did I pass it already? Oh yeah, I did. Okay, let me see. I run Palladium K, Surefire Hub. I like Surefire. One of the better options out there. Root and muzzle devices. So when it comes to muzzle devices, I've been doing a lot of research. I think the biggest and most modular one that can fit my AK, my ARs, and most of my pistols too, is the Dead Air. That's been my main. I don't know. Xeno. I'm thinking the Dead Air. Not the Hub. What is it called? Chemo. The Dead Air Chemo and the Xeno are the two best options for me because I'm already. So this one is actually the Surefire Hub, so I'm actually going to have to buy that. But I'm going to buy all my suppressors hub compatible because I'm going to need that Surefire BNT adapter or whatever. And then that one's just regular flash hider, but I'm going to get a Dead Air Chemo for that one. And then I've got 4 other ones that have the Chemo already. And then I'm getting a Chemo for my AKs. And from the performance to price ratio, I've seen that the Dead Air Chemos are just the best bang for your buck. So, yeah. Do you think Trump should have deployed the special forces into Mexico for the cartels? So it's kind of crazy that you say that because I was just watching some gameplay of Modern Warfare 3. And that's exactly what they did. So was that a prediction? Was that a Simpsons thing? We don't know. But I mean, if they're threatening and they're coming into our country, then yeah, any threat to us, foreign or domestics, needs to be eliminated for sure. What does that mean? We invade other countries to try to, no. But the fact of them, he was talking about that because they're coming over here. A lot of the MS-13s and all of them are wreaking havoc over here. A lot of them are. And we just don't hear about it on the news because, the news is obviously biased, so we don't hear about it. But it is happening, and I've personally heard stories about people having encounters and stuff with crazy folks over there. But violence is going to be violence, But that's why I think he's trying to get a lot of the criminals out while he can. Because he's not deporting like regular everyday citizens. He's deporting the bad criminals, like the murderers, the rapists, all that stuff. Side note, I made a post today, and I said that if I was an illegal immigrant, I wouldn't be at these protests because they're just getting arrested by ICE at the protest. If I was an ICE agent, I would just go to the protest and see, like, hey, where's your paper? Like, I would be so low key if I was illegal. You wouldn't even know I existed. You wouldn't know where I was. I swear on everything I love. It would be so hard to find me, bro. If I was illegal, I already try to stay low key as it is, but I can't really do that with a YouTube channel. And I like giving y'all information and stuff at the risk, you know, the risk of somebody trying to find me or trying my life or whatever. But from the Wish Nigga Woods, okay. Dead air is good. Chemo is a bit heavy on the hubs. Surefire Chemo hub. Not Surefire mother device is heavier than the BNC Surefire hub. And Surefire Facitas hub. So I'm not really too versed on the Surefire stuff because I know they had the proprietary for the longest, and I know BNT just came out with theirs. But as far as weight for the hub, I'm not really worried about that because the weight of the suppressors is what I'm really worried about. The dead air suppressors that I've been looking at are really heavy, but they're really durable. And it's like, what do I need it for? Do I want to, what's up, AA? What do I want to use it for? Do I want to do something for super durability that I can put on everything? Because I don't think Dead Air really has a full auto rated 30 that I've seen. I've seen they have the Nomad. I've seen they got the, and then the price point too. The one that I've seen that I think I want the most, that's going to be my first one, is the QD from Whip Machining. I like that one. It's like $500, and I think that's going to go stupid. I ain't going to lie. And it's one piece, so, and it's 30 cal, and it is hub compatible. So, you know, I think I can sacrifice what's on that. And then the one that I really want to like put on everything that I think is going to be really durable is going to be the Surefire 36 one, because it has like the overall length is so, it's like really long but really lightweight. And then you can, yeah, what's up, AA? How you been, man? It's been a minute since I went live. But the 36 one, you can take off the top like end cap. It's like that much of it on there. And my friend actually has it, so that's why I've been able to play with it a little bit. But you can actually turn it into a K type of silencer suppressor while it's on your gun. You don't have to, you know, do nothing. You just take a little bit of length off if you think it'll be a little bit quieter. So like for your longer rifles, you can do that. And then to put it back, all you gotta do is, you know, screw it. I wish they made like another one so you can have like damn near 2 suppressors with one. Hey, coming crazy, but if I was BNT, that's what I would do. But yeah, and then the fact that it's 36 millimeters in diameter, you can use it for 9 mil, 5.56, 7.62, 308, all the immediate calibers. I think that's pretty dope. I think that's pretty nice. So I think that's gonna be like my go-to hard use for everything type of, you know, if I'm just doing some testing, suppressing, whatever. And then when I build like a really long range gun, like this is my SPR, right? But I was thinking, I don't know if I want to really do like the Nomad 30 on that one, because it's like a really, really long, or the Primal, I think, is the really long one for SPRs. Really nice for shooting out the distance, especially if you're doing suppressed. But I was thinking about doing a K rather than running a really long one, doing a more compact one, just to get the bite down just a little bit, just enough to where it's okay to, without earmuffs, if you have to do it like in a pinch or something. But I don't believe in doing self-defense without with the suppressor. I don't believe in that. I want you to fear. I want you and whoever drops you off, or whoever. I want y'all to hear this you know, this bite, this mark and this bite that I'm about to throw at you. You know what I mean? So yeah. Check out the AB10 Warthog 5.56 substitute version. Better than WIT. I'm in Texas, love Texas companies, but the Warthog has the Mod 1B. Actually, I will check that out. Let's see, you said the Warthog. Where's my page hours? These were just, okay, so let me write this down. Warthog AB10. I'm gonna check it out when I get off live. AB10 Warthog. Yeah, I've just been looking at like cheaper suppressors that are 30 cal. I've been looking at the Nomad XC was the one I was looking at. I looked at the Lahar 30. I was looking at the Sandman S, the Sandman K, and they said those are really good, but they're really heavy. And what was the other one? There's another one. The Arrow Lahar 30. What was the other one I was looking at? Oh, the Whip Machining, duh. actually don't have that on here. With machine QD. Whatever I do get though, it's gonna be hub compatible for sure. Don't know if aesthetics matter to you, but it's a ribbed liquid suppressor. Yeah, aesthetics don't really matter. I'm sure there's function in that too. So yeah, I thought about getting a what's the OSS Huxworks. I like that, but the BNT one looks very similar. I like that they have like the low back pressure cans now though. Like it's crazy to see how far technology has come because it used to literally be end cap suppressor with holes in it. Now it's like you gotta flow the gas down and up and back and I mean like all type of stuff. So it's like crazy. Aesthetics don't matter to me though, as long as it works. They all pretty much do the same thing. Either they direct the gas back and then blowing it back out, or they just throwing it out and slowing down the gas a little bit. But yeah, I was looking at BNT TI-36, the Nomad 30 Surefire adapters, obviously, and then the Dead Air adapters, Dead Air Sandman, the Dead Air E-Brake, the Flash Hider, and M-Cap, the Dead Air adapter, and yeah, that was the stuff I was looking at. Just from my research and stuff, that's what I've seen that worked the best, I guess. So. But there's other ones that I was screenshotting and stuff, but they're really expensive, like really like up in the thousands and stuff. And I was looking at the Surefire too, like just like why not get a Surefire Warden or not Surefire, yeah, Surefire SOCOM. So I'm like, I know that thing is really expensive, but man. All right, Infamous, I'll see you. YHM suppressors affordable and come with other devices included. YHM. Why have I heard that before? YHM. Yeah, everywhere I couldn't even find all the R30s in stock. The R30K or whatever. I think I found the full size ones. The full size ones are always in stock, but the Ks and like the regular size ones, I think those be the ones that sell out because those sell the most. Excuse me. Yeah, I think the Whip machining one comes with the it comes with like its own proprietary thing, you know, like a not a hub mount, but it's like a the thread, the taper mount. I don't even know the best mount, but I think the Dead Air is pretty good because it's like the quickest QD thing, and I haven't really seen that many videos of the Dead Airs failing. I've seen a couple, but not that many. But all the ones I've seen them fail after like 4,000 or 5,000 rounds of cleaning or whatever. And I'm like, dang, that's crazy. But I am really interested in that BNT. That new printed technology looks dope. Printing technology. Oh, my phone's about to die too. I'm on 27. And it's about to be midnight. What's another one I was looking at? I was looking at the SOCOMs. The SOCOMs look cool, but need maintenance. Need really good maintenance. Like a lot of maintenance. But they said the Go to War ones are really the Dead Air, or not the Nomads, the Sandmans. But I do want one that's like not too big because I want to get like a suppressor shield around my thing. So I want one that's like not too big, not too small, you know. I want to get one that's like decently sized so that I can have like my ideal setup. And I think I'm gonna do this on like a 10-inch Jackal. I'm gonna have my suppressor probably like a K, just to take the bite out, the bite or the bark, not the bite, take the bark out of it. And take the flash out of it if I can, at least a little bit of the flash. I'm gonna have a suppressor shield around it so that when I'm like doing my transitions, and I'm gonna have it on a 1-point sling, so when I'm doing my transitions it falls and it doesn't burn my dick. It doesn't burn my dick off, like it won't fucking shear my nuts off when I drop it. It'll just, you know, it'll cool it down, and then I can still, you know, I can drop it and then go straight pistol and then boom, pick it up, reload, bow, you know. do the things. Don't know if you mentioned this suppressor. Dead Air Wolfman. Right after Wolfman. I think I've seen the Wolfman. I was just looking at the Nats. Oh shit! I gotta close that window right there. I was just looking at AK suppressors, and I've already decided on my AK suppressor. I want to use the Pudnik. That's the one that everyone's saying is like the best one. Pudnik by Resilient. I was looking at the Repudnik and the, not the Wolfman, what's the other one? That's the other AK one that's really good. Wolverine? The Wolverine? I don't remember. Oh, I gotta close this window in here. Hold on, quick guys. Damn, it melted my ice up here again. Damn, Wolfman. That's another thing too. I need my suppressors to be full auto rated. I know the WIT is full auto rated. I don't think the BNT is full auto rated, but I wouldn't shoot that. I wouldn't shoot a K-Can full auto anyway unless it's rated for it, like the WIT. The WIT, the Mod 1 is going to be like my workhorse. I'm gonna probably put that on everything. Alright, I'm probably about to get off here in the next 10 minutes, so if I got any questions or want to say anything before I dip, say it or forever hold your peace, yoga. Yeah, I'm gonna check them out though. YHM, AB10 Warthog, YHM Suppressor, Wolfman, Pudnik. Oh, I already know the Pudnik though. I already know the Pudnik's legit. The only downside to that is you can't get a suppressor shield around it, but I already know that's the one that I want for my K. Research into my stuffs. Yeah. Wolfman handles 9mm, 5.56, 300 black, 6.62, and I believe 350 legend. Also full on rated. Buddy of mine runs it. Yeah, that's something I need. Something like that. And I know 30 cal is pretty much. I don't see myself going above 30 cal because I'm gonna get my 308. I'm gonna probably have a dedicated suppressor for pistols, for like 9mm, 45, 40, all that stuff. So I don't see myself needing it for pistols. So biggest I'll go is probably 308 at the moment. Because honestly, I'm trying to shoot long distance with 308 and with 5.56. So anything that can handle both of those is great. It'll be mostly 5.56 to be honest, though. 5.56 and 7.62, 308 and my 39. So yeah, I just need something that can handle all three. And if I can get like a couple that can handle all of them, that'd be pretty nice because I can swap them between, see which one is the best fit, and all of that stuff. But I know for sure I'm getting the WIT machine, Mod 1. I'll probably have that mostly on my Jackals and my SPR right there. Oops, right there. Just to take something off the, take the bite out of it. I don't know why my allergies start acting up like crazy. Yeah. But I know for my AKs, I'm gonna do the Pudnik. I'm gonna have like one Pudnik and I'm gonna run the shit out of it. Might do a Dead Air. Wonder maybe. You said Dead Air Wolfman. I do need something like that's a little bit bigger in diameter too, because if I can get that Brazilian Simple Man, I just watched a review on that. The Simple Man versus the Stacy's Mom, because those are both dedicated expressions. I want to get a dedicated 5.56 at some point. But I think the general, I'm gonna use like general use 30 cals for now. That's what I'm been looking at. But yeah, I do like the simpler ones with the 30 cal. But I know once I actually start, like get one and start playing with it and stuff, I want to get like dedicated platform, like dedicated for like 5.56, 7.62. Because I know the Pudnik is going to be dedicated for 7.62. I'm also going to have a 5.56 AK, so I know that can handle that. But definitely want to get a dedicated 5.56 for sure. What that will be, I don't know. I might just do a direct thread, to be honest, because Wit has direct thread ones too that I can use for that, and it'd be probably like that much more length on it, and it's already a 16-inch, so maybe I can do like 14.5 and it'll be like that or something. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah guys, I'm getting off of here in like 5 minutes. Nomad 30. What was the other one I was looking at? It gets suspenses on the process. We'll get another Polo K. Alright, well, they both have suspensions. Nice. I don't want to suppress all of my rifles though. I think a break sometimes suits me better. I know for my battle rifle, I don't think I want a suppressor on it, just because that decreases the life of it, the lifespan of it, and my battle rifle is going to be full auto. So yeah, did I say full auto? I meant super safe. But I know my 308, I'm gonna be shooting that pretty nice. I'm never gonna do that full auto, I don't think. So when I do my 308 Jackal, I'm not gonna super safe that thing. I think that might be too much, a little too much. Definitely gonna super safe some of my AKs though, for sure. But that's what I was saying. I need at least a couple, so that I can, see what's what with them. But I definitely need. I know I'm gonna have one. When I have a dedicated one, I don't need it to be full auto, because I'm probably gonna get like a long range one dedicated for long range, dedicated for AKs, dedicated for 5.56 full auto, and then one to just move around. So in theory, I'll probably have like 4, and then when that was done, I'll probably have like 12, 13 guns in total, including pistols and stuff. I have a lot of stuff, in theory, as long as I don't lose them in a boating accident. My allergies are killing me. But alright, y'all. Yeah, I want to ask some questions. Just hop on my videos, comment. I reply to all my comments on my videos as long as you ain't hating. If you're hating, you'll easily get blocked. But yeah, y'all, let me know what y'all think about this. And if you're dedicated as man suppress, and recommend direct thread so you don't deal with carbon lock. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, because I know I want to do, my friend's going to do a dedicated 300 blackout suppressor. He's going to do direct thread for that, for sure. He's already decided that. But that's why I was thinking about direct thread in this, because I don't want to have a QD and then the actual, if I'm doing a K, I want to make it as small as possible, as short as possible. So I know Wit has the direct thread for like $300. So with everything said and done, it'd be like 5. But if they remove the tax, it'll be 3 on the dot. So, But yeah, he wants to do a 300, dedicated 300, like only suppress the 300. And I said, they make a lot of, I think they got a dedicated, I want to say Wit has a dedicated 30 cal that you can use for 300 for like $300 too. So I'm like, yeah, it's you know, as long as you do your paperwork and stuff. Man, my allergies is killing me right now. What the heck? Yeah, 30/30. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how I heard about WIT was a 30/30. But yeah, they said that's a really good one, especially for the 300. But I'm not going 300 for my, you know, I'm going to 10 inch because 300, he's doing a Jacko 300. It's gonna be smaller. Yeah, but I'm doing 10.5, and I'm gonna have this collapsible pistol brace thing, and then you know suppress it. It's gonna be really nice. I've always wanted one that's really nice. I'm gonna build another AKP2 that's like folding. It's not gonna be as small as that one though, because it actually gonna need a tube and buffer to actually cycle a little bit in the back. So yeah. But all right, y'all. I'll see y'all. See y'all when I see y'all. Oh, it's just me and Squash. Never mind. I'll see y'all when I see y'all though. Y'all want to check out more my videos? Got a whole bunch of content coming up, so stay tuned for that. We got more